My name is Andy Cochran. I am an independent immersive content creator, creating different experiences for VR, AR, location-based and live event. And I'm going to talk today about where I see things today and where I see things going in the near future in the immersive and interactive space.
It's almost overwhelming in some respects.
It was more real than I imagined.
Walking around with a piece of my own art, I never thought I'd ever get the chance to do that. Two people could go into this VR experience and have a completely different viewpoint, just based on which way they're looking.
I've personally kind of pivoted out of the career that I was in. I've done a lot of visual effects for feature film, commercial, music video, and directed a lot of traditional content, from commercials and music videos to digital content for the web. And I've shifted into a mode that's a reaction to what's going on right now, which is there's an enormous amount of uncertainty where everyone is excited about immersive content, but there's very few people that know how to make it. And so I've gone into more of a kind of project-based focus of, instead of trying to build a company and try to kind of take a slice of the market and own it, more be a consultant, sort of like a traveling Delta Force kind of A-team sort of thing, going to different groups that are interested in figuring out this stuff but just don't know where to start, and partnering with them, bringing in whatever they need in terms of personnel and equipment, and kind of building up their capability to do that project and deliver it, and then moving on. And it's also a reaction to things are evolving so rapidly. If you wanted to build a company that could do everything that's possible in VR and AR, just those two sort of segments, you're going to have to hire hundreds of people, from very traditional film type people to video game people to web people, app developers, designers. You'll end up with a company with hundreds of employees, 10 of which are needed for each project, because the hardware, software, skill set, everything is different from project to project in this space. So instead of trying to build a monolithic capability company, I think it's much more about assembling teams that are the right makeup for each type of content, as well as people who are excited about making this content and eager to learn and figure it out. And so that's kind of the mode that I've been in now, of traveling around and bringing the team together in various permutations. So every project that we do has the most brand new, beefiest, most impressive, awesome computers and cameras and hardware, mixed with sort of the most talented folks, which right now, especially in Los Angeles, there's a lot of people who have transitioned out of a sort of staff, assembly line mentality of making this kind of content, and transitioned into a more generalist sort of freelance model. So we're just pulling all of that together, shaving the overhead down to the absolute bare minimum, so that we can put as much content and as much quality into the content out as possible. The most recent project that sort of exemplifies this mode of taking the A-team in and assembling a project team was did a very large sort of traveling art installation, 5 different animated films in 360, and we partnered directly with the agency. Here in Los Angeles, we set up a ad hoc animation studio in their Los Angeles office, brought in the best people that we know, and spent 4 months essentially creating these 5 films in the agency's office. Rented the server, rented the workstations, strung fiber, really jammed out an unbelievable amount of work in a very short amount of time with a very small team. And then at the end of the project, essentially everything went back. All the equipment was returned. the net result of that was that the model that it has existed for this kind of work, call it the VFX vendor model, when you hire a VFX vendor, you essentially just get a 30% overhead just slapped onto your budget, or sliced out of your budget. So you're spending money paying for machines that were purchased 2 years ago, and electricity and rent that our model avoids, and so you end up putting more money onto into the headset, onto the screen. You also end up with the best people, and you end up with sort of the latest technologies, because you don't have to sort of do a multi-million-dollar investment in hardware and software and pipeline and make decisions that you're going to have to live with and pay for.